Hello there, welcome back to RJB TV, where today we're going to continue with GangnamLife against Burger Boy, also known as Hamburgersasu. Two players who are somewhat similar, but also polar opposites, in the sense that GangnamLife is kind of the secret, not well-known fastest map Gosu, whereas Hamburgersasu is probably the flamboyant and eccentric, and perhaps even bad-mannered fastest map Gosu. The score is 0-1, with one win for Hamburgersasu. Here on the Grey Terran against the pink GangnamLife here on the Protoss. So they've swapped around their races, and this time around it's GangnamLife's turn to turn up the heat and see if Hamburgersasu is going to melt and give in under the pressure, or if he is going to stand tall and survive and come out victorious yet again. Just basic openings from both players. GangnamLife really good with his build orders, in my opinion. He's very good at micro and precise execution. He's fast at the start, but I think he slows down a bit after the 10-minute mark, like significantly slows down after the 10-minute mark. But it doesn't mean that he doesn't play well, because being fast, I mean, he's still fast. He's still like a 200 to 250 APM player in the late game, which is still a very fast player. Honestly, it really is. He, as I said before, he focuses on setup and execution, whereas Hamburgersasu is kind of the macro. He's just really good at macro, and he's very explosive. He also knows what to do, of course. He's very smart, but sometimes he lets his ego get the better of him, and he goes for very weird and eccentric plays that don't always work out the way he intends them to. GangnamLife starts off with double gateway into a nexus from a corner spawn location. Not very common. There's just a lot of distance to cover from this corner spawn into the middle, into the opponent's base, but Hamburgersasu is on the middle spawn, which means there's not actually that much distance to cover as compared to walking to a corner spawn. It's still pretty far away, but not as far away as it could have been. Hamburgersasu though started off with an 8 barracks, a barracks on 8 supply, and then a supply depot on 9 supply. So he should have enough Marines to fend off those Zealots coming in from GangnamLife. Now there's one Zealot there in the front, they're a bit split up. He's going to wait for them to join together. More Zealots are spawning there back at home. He's got one gas on one gas. Not two, he went for a single gas, a Forge in the Cyber Core. Most of the time we see a double gas coming in from the Protoss in this situation. And GangnamLife has different plans. He wants to roll with one gas, which means he's definitely not going for fast robotics or fast citadel. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. I just don't see him being able to afford all the gas structures that he needs to pull off a double robo build order. So yeah, he's definitely going for something slightly different. He has 200 gas now though, so he might in fact throw on a robo. Really not too sure, honestly. I haven't often seen a Protoss start out with a single gas after double gateway. Now there's a second gas, starts with, I think it's just a little bit late. You cannot afford the Citadel. Most of the time players get their robotics after the Citadel, after the robotics. He doesn't get it here yet. He might get it very soon. He might go for a double robot there in the front. Finally getting his cannons there in the front as well. Zealots there are just dancing back and forth, buying time. Attacks the Marines, but there's way too many Marines for those Zealots to even have a chance of fighting into. Hamburgersasu adds on one command center, not two, just goes for a one, because he saw that there's two gateways there inside of GangnamLife's base, which means that he still has to keep on producing Marines. For now, at least, for now. Because GangnamLife is retreating back home. He's got the Citadel and the second robot now also on the way, a little bit delayed. Yeah, the Citadel has been delayed a little bit, which leads me to believe he's probably not going for Zealot speed with double Reaver. He might. I don't feel like he can afford it because he can now get the support bay. He has to still queue up a double Reaver after the robo's finish and shuttle speed as well. So I'm not sure if he can afford Zealot speed. Maybe he can. I just don't know because I haven't seen this specific order done like this. He for sure cannot afford the Temple's Archive, though. He gets this Zealot speed there. Gets Zealot speed, shuttle almost finishing up. Gonna get double Reaver. He can afford the double Reaver, barely though. He cannot yet. There's a double Reaver. Shuttle speed might get on the way. Yeah, you can notice that the one gas opening has slightly shifted things around. Usually he would have a Templar's Archive and Shuttle Speed both already on the way, and he doesn't have either of them on the way here at the moment. He's getting a lot of Zealots though, adding on a lot more gateways as well. That SCV is still running around in the base, got 4 cannons there in the front, a lot of Marines coming across the map from Hamburgersasu. So he's got Stim and Range, both Finnish medics are in between that group as well. Only 3 medics though, for about 24, maybe 30 Marines in total. That's not a lot of healing, but there's so many Marines that this might just work out really, really well. But the Reavers are spawning though, and the Reavers are spawned just exactly on time. And it looks like Hamburgersasu, seeing that there's too many Zealots there in the front, retreats because he can never break through this frontal wall there. Finally got Shuttle Speed there on the way. I still don't see a Templar's Archive. 2 more Reavers are queued up. There's 1 more Robo as well. Yeah, he's gonna go hard here. He's gonna go really hard. He doesn't have any cannons yet there in the back. And we do see a starboard there on the way from Hamburgersasu. He's probably going for a tank drop first, because he really liked going for a tank drop first, because he's also adding on the control tower. Without the control tower, we could assume he's going for a raid. But with the control tower being added on first, before the raid, he's definitely going for tank drop. Cannons not yet being added on there, and finally a frontal fight happening there. Reavers, they're very close. Reavers trying to shoot on the tank in the back, hit the tank. Both one Reaver, 1 down. Both Reavers are actually still alive. I was wrong. A lot of the Zealot did go down though. Tank in the back, sieges up, kills 1 Reaver, and yeah, he doesn't break through. Very well defended there from Hamburgersasu. Now on the chase, going to try to kill his shuttle because the shuttle doesn't have shuttle speed. He's hunting, getting closer. Oh, the Zealot tries to buy time, but no, he can't. Oh, he buys time with the Zealot. It actually worked. Great awareness there from GangnamLife to spot out exactly what he had to do with the resources he had available, a Zealot and a Shuttle and a Reaver. Unloading the Reaver would have killed the Reaver for sure because it already took some damage. And of course, by unloading the Reaver, you also have to stop flying with the Shuttle, so the Shuttle would have gone down as well. He's finally getting cannons there in the back. Getting a lot of cannons to protect himself from the tank drop that is definitely not on the way from Hamburgersasu. He got the dropship there. But now there's a wide open front there. And GangnamLife goes right back in with more Zealots, more Reavers. Once again, same method, same attack. Gets shot off on the tank, but the Zealots just go down too quick. They already took some damage. Forced to retreat. A real drop there on the bottom side of the map. Flying with shift command over the bottom side. We've got Dragoon range now on the way. Level 1 armor for Zealots also on the way. No attack on those Zealots yet. No attack. He's getting shields for armor first. Not sure why he doesn't get weapon first. Maybe because Zealots themselves already have pretty high attack. Maybe because he's facing into something not very reliant on gateways. Who knows? So here he comes on the bottom side. We're going to start to unload a couple of Zealots and Reavers. It's very difficult for those Marines to get on top and in between. Zealots are fighting. Reavers take down pretty much everything there is to be seen. Pretty much everything went down there on the bottom side. Not a lot of Marines left in the base. A lot of units moved from the front to the back side there. A tank in the mix as well. Stuck in between the barracks there though. And the Reavers just keep killing and killing and killing Marines. This has been way too effective. He didn't get any SCVs, but he pretty much killed about 30 or 35 in total supply that Hamburgersasu had. And Hamburgersasu being on only 5 barracks is not going to replace it very quickly. Only 1 factor there as well. He did go for a tank drop, but there were so... Wait, did he go for a tank drop? Did he go for the tank drop? I don't... Oh, no, he didn't go for the tank drop. I thought he went for the tank drop. He's going for it now, though, or is he... No, he completely changed his mind. I really felt like he was going for a tank drop because that is something he usually always does, but this time around it's just going to be a pickup onto the hill and keeping the tank up onto the hill to help himself defend. But the GangnamLife being very consistent now, switching away from gateway mass attack to the front, going for mass drop attacks. This is a great drop of load. The Reavers are too far away from the SVs there though. Tank taking down the Reaver, gets 1 more shot off. The Reaver stays alive. More Zealots are in the base there. He's killing stuff left and right. The units are going down very quick. Gets shot off on the SVs and kills a bunch of them. I think we're down from about 55 to 35. So yeah, that's a big hit, and that is health running everywhere. There's some units there inside the bunker, but that's only 1 Marine inside the bunker. The 1 heroic unit defending. Units in the front inside the bunkers. Probably the bunkers in the front are empty, so he's got some tanks, some Marines, and Zealots running around everywhere. honestly, it's going to be a miracle if GangnamLife doesn't kill him in the next couple of minutes. This has just been a very, very effective game from GangnamLife. Everything here that GangnamLife is doing, all the success comes entirely from this drop on the bottom side that killed way too many Marines and tanks. Way too many units went down for Hamburgersasu, and now he's struggling to stay alive. Another frontal mass attack comes in. Only a couple Marines are inside the bunkers. He didn't have that many left of them. Tanker up on the hill is being very annoying. Drops in from the bottom side. There's something in there. I'm not sure what it is. Well, we saw it. He responds. It's Templars. Templars are getting close towards the SCVs. Things are running away. He dodges the storm masterfully. Does lose a couple of units there though, but no SCVs lost means his economy stays alive for now. It stays safe for now. Though his minerals are very low, at least he can mine new minerals. And yet a tank up on the hill is just being very annoying. Sieges it up. Finally, more units coming in across the map, ready to break down that front door. Little shuttle drop there, leaving the base, going into the bottom side once again. This bottom side has been proven to be Hamburgersasu's weak side, and he's got a Corsair there hanging in the air to confirm whether new turrets are being built there or not. It's all in small details. He's keeping the information with the Corsair. Sees there's nothing being rebuilt, mostly because Hamburgersasu cannot afford to rebuild much. He's got to build a lot of Marines. He's got 7 barracks. He's really relying on the Marines to keep himself alive. Got level 1 attack on those Marines. Might got level 2 attack. Someone in the comments yesterday wondered, why don't people get level 2 attack for Marines? We might see Hamburgersasu get level 2 attack for Marines because he can't really afford anything else. He's not mining gas. He's losing depots in the front. Engineering base as well. Drop comes in. Templar's on the scene. Templar gets sniped down. Templar gets sniped. Very risky. But it was only a zealot. Only a Templar in the shuttle. No zealots, apparently. Yeah, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. GangnamLife is playing very well, but he is not spending very quickly. And the frequency of his attacks, while still pretty high, he's attacked like 7 or 8 times and it's only 12 minutes into the game. His attacks have been very well executed, but he has slowed down a little bit. He's already got 5,000 minerals in the bank because he, once you see, he slowed down to about 270 to 80 APM, goes in for a frontal attack once again, and loads right on top of everything. Right on top of the bunkers, with units everywhere. Hamburgersasu getting absolutely destroyed in the front there. His units coming from the back to the front, trying to keep him alive. He's probably going to do it though, because there's a tank on the high side that is basically untargetable. He stormed on the tank, but the tank doesn't go down to a single storm. Units from the back coming to the front, Marines stimming in. There's Templar there in the front, but Templar doesn't have any storm energy. It's waiting though, biding its time. The Reaper goes down. Zealots are trying to get in between the barracks, but the barracks are too close together, so they can't really get in there, and the Marines defend themselves really well. Hamburgersasu stays alive. He's getting armor for his Marines, not weapon attack level 2. He's getting armor 1 first. Still nothing here on the bottom side, and GangnamLife can see with the Corsair there. Gonna continue building on the middle there. He did a full macro round. It's a lot of shells there in the front. I think he pulled them back. He unloaded, pulled them back to his own base so he can start loading up, so he can keep producing Reavers non-stop without having to produce any shuttles. Yeah, it hasn't really added on much to his base, but yeah, I really like this configuration. It's not as tidy as some of the others, but you can pretty much just build very quickly and produce from every single gateway pretty damn quick. I like it. He goes in once again, flies over the top side of the map. Hamburgersasu has to scan it so he knows it's coming. He's prepared himself pretty well by splitting and spreading his tanks all around his base. Also rebuilding his choke really quickly just in case a frontal attack is happening. But nope, it is a drop there right into the base. Hamburgersasu knows it's coming. He saw it. He moves across the map and the scans. Reaver lands right next to the SCVs but doesn't get shot off on the SCVs. SCVs are running in between the barracks so that they escape just in time. And all the bunkers there winding out and turning out to be really, really useful for Hamburgersasu's ability to defend. Because his storms and the Reaver shots are not killing Marines as often as they could have if the bunkers weren't there. Also, the tank spread is really working out. Tank spread is really, really working out. Because now it means that GangnamLife cannot unload on top of the tanks and render the tanks completely useless. Really well played. Shuttles also all still alive. Still slowly building new stuff there on the middle. Very slowly building. Mostly focused on getting upgrades. preparing himself for carriers as well because he's getting interceptor capacity. Hamburgersasu is somehow staying alive with very little, although his supply count is growing and growing in size because he's got so many barracks to produce so many Marines. Level 1 armor on the Marines has finished, whereas GangnamLife is currently on, I believe, 1 armor, 1 shield. He's got level 1 weapon, level 2 armor, level 2 shield all on the way, and also has air upgrades on the way. So the game is looking pretty good here for GangnamLife. Although Hamburgersasu is growing stronger and growing bigger, whereas GangnamLife isn't really growing bigger all that fast. But he's keeping up the pressure, although the last couple attempts at doing damage haven't really succeeded all that well. But he comes in. Drop flying over the bottom side of the map. He's prepared, he's ready. Scans coming out all across the map, but he doesn't spot out the shuttles. He didn't spot the shuttles out. He's scanning on the middles. He's looking for them. He knows they're coming very soon, but he can't find them. Where are they going to come from? It's actually from the bottom side. Shuttles are coming in from the bottom side. Balls them all up. There's no Valkyries to kill them. So yeah, this is a great strategy. Coming from the bottom side. Hamburgersasu runs away just in time. The SCVs are going to get stuck there in between. He lifts up the... Oh, that's so smart. He lifts up so his SCVs don't get stuck. You remember from last time. But now there's no SCVs in the backside. Templars storming everything. Everything is getting stormed to death. SCVs are staying at a safe distance. The Zealots are killing whatever they can. Mostly SCVs and submarines who were in the bunkers. Killed the bunkers as well. Shuttles have escaped. I really like GangnamLife's ability to make his shuttles escape. Went for the command center, but not enough units left to damage the command center. Hamburgersasu down to 22 minerals, but he didn't lose any of his mining SCVs. Just lost a couple of them on the gas and a couple Marines. Not a really big loss. Lost a lot of Marines actually. I think the supply went down from 160 to 120. Lost a lot of tanks as well. Really got slowed down economically. Not allowed to grow bigger at the moment. Basically, all the money that's coming in right now, it's all going to making new units. Whereas GangnamLife is already starting a mass Stargate proxy base. This one is coming up really fast. Also, starting to finish up the proxy mid-base of mid-gateways that he can very easily attack with. The tank up on the hill still alive, hasn't bothered killing it yet. And now loading up another mass drop attack, and this time around, Hamburgersasu scans it just in time, although he didn't see what got loaded up, but he sees it leaving. He sees it leaving, and that is important. Also flies into the engineering bay there in the front. Ooh, so all the Zealots from the middle getting loaded up. Currently already on 221. It's kind of weird to see the attack upgrade being the lowest, but, you know, armor, shield, both also still very important upgrades. Marines are still on 1-1. He's not getting level 2 weapon attack. He's mostly switching over into mass tanks to defend himself. Marines are still strewn about the base, but he's getting his armor. He's finished up, and they're all rolling, getting their upgrades. Unloads on the front. I was looking for the shuttles, found them in the front there. Unloads on top of the bunkers, but the bunkers are actually quite resilient. The Zealots do kill almost everything there. All the tanks in the front have gone down. Bunkers are going down as well. Marines from the back coming to the front. The tanks here in between the structures are really helping out with the long-range damage onto those Zealots. And yeah, the front, it's broken, but it's not gone. So yeah, that's going to be easy to rebuild. He pulls some SVs to the front, and he should be able to rebuild it very quick. Finally has his science facility finished as well. He's finally progressing a little bit more, getting his level 2 weapon attack, because yeah, you need your science facility for level 2 weapon and armor on the Marines, which explains why he wasn't getting it yet. Got the EMP there on the way as well, and I think that's a vessel. He's getting a vessel as well. Maybe, yeah, most likely for detection. He's going to need detection for sure. Finally got some carriers on the way there. 7 of them from GangnamLife on the way. Another shuttle drop there going into the middle. Going to pick up some units to once again unload somewhere inside of Hamburgersasu's base and keep up the pressure. He's still alive. Somehow, not sure how, but he's still alive. He's managed to prevent losing his SCVs time and time again. Except for that one single drop that killed a bunch of SCVs, he's managed to prevent losing SCVs since then, which is very impressive because GangnamLife's drops have been very good, very strong, but not effective, which is something you wouldn't expect. Like strong drops, you would expect them to be effective, but they haven't quite done what they wanted to. He's mad. Oh, he just flies out. He sees that there's a lot of Marines, and he's just like, you know what? Maybe I should just wait a little bit longer. Go in for another attack. Like, after a couple seconds, find a different direction. There's a very annoying engineering bay there. It might spot out the shuttles, though. Spots them out, although I'm not sure if he saw that one. No, Hamburgersasu didn't see it, although now he's responding to it. Gonna unload on top of the SCVs. Lifting up the barracks once again. He's trying to kill the SCVs with the AoE from the tank shots, but he's just a little bit behind on the SCVs there time and time again. Storms, they got stuck. They got stuck. Ooh, he killed about 30 of them. Well, 25, probably 25. A pretty big hit. Pretty bad luck that they got stuck. Hamburg has to try to lift up the engineering bay to unstuck and unblock, but it wasn't meant to be, not today. I mean, it's very quick thinking, very quick reactions to immediately notice what's going on. Lifting up those barracks was crucial, opening up a path to stop. Well, basically, those SCVs were going right in between the barracks. Every single time he was trying to drop dodge, they were getting stuck in between the barracks, going a long way around with the dumb brains those SCVs have. But quick thinking manages to save his life once again. And now he's getting bigger and bigger. He's maxed out on supply. He's no longer getting marine upgrades. He's got 1-1. He actually, wait, no. He's getting marine upgrades still. He's relying on triple barracks. He might get himself... I thought he might get a covert ops, but he's not. Another drop there comes in, flies across the map. He's got carriers there on the side ready to go in for the attack. He's got a lot of stuff there on the middle, building a lot of cannons. GangnamLife really is just building a lot right now. Not in his base, but all over the map. All over the map. Oh, wait. What is this? Hamburgersasu's feeling frisky. He's going out. He's breaking down the front door himself. And he moves into the middle of the map, ready to start progressing towards GangnamLife's base. Dropper on the bottom side, gonna try to hit the minerals once again, but there's a lot of protection there in the back, but it might actually work. Gonna try that same little pathway there, trying to avoid the engineering bay, but no, he gets spotted out. Hamburgersasu not responding there though. While he's breaking through the middle, he's focused on the middle, not focused on the backside there. Starts unloading right on top of the SCVs. Doesn't get any kills with the unload there though. All the shuttles appear to be empty, so now he's gonna lift up the barracks, spread them out across the map, and push over the middle of the map with his tanks and his marines, while a mass carrier fleet of more than 12, I think there's about 15, maybe 16 carriers there on the bottom side, going straight for the attack there. Doesn't get spotted out yet. He will get spotted out by these two structures there, floating though, but I don't think he cares too much about that, because once he's close to the base, it's going to be very difficult for Hamburgersasu to defend. He just lost a lot of marines on the middle. He's replacing them with Valkyries because he knows carriers are on the way, because I do think he spotted this carrier proxy base there on the bottom, on the middle left. Comes in, let's start the attack. That's a lot of carriers. A lot of Valkyries there as well. A lot of marines also there present. Goliath's already finished, already moving to the bottom side there. He's going in. He's going to kill the bunkers first. He's going to try to kill whatever he can. He can't directly click on the command center though. Neither can I. Oh, he already killed the floating command center. The main command center got taken down really quickly. GangnamLife there with very strong carrier attack there with fully maxed out upgrades, just attacking everything they can. He's not even really target firing, he's just letting them kill whatever they want to. The Valkyries are... There's too few Valkyries. Goes for the armory so he cannot make new Goliaths or Valkyries. Very smart move there to go for the most important structure in Hamburgersa's life that would allow him to defend. But yeah, GangnamLife there just taking everything down. Losing the middle here though, but he doesn't really care. He doesn't really care because he's got 15, maybe 16 carriers here inside Hamburgersa's base, and Hamburgersasu can't really defend himself that well. Because everything is just going down really quick. He's also running out of minerals at the same time, because when you lose your main command center, your minerals just aren't that fast anymore. You just don't get minerals that fast anymore. He's building turrets everywhere. Got a vessel there that did an EMP there on the carriers. Got the Valkyries there in the back, but the Valkyries are only 3 in number. So yeah, they fly away, but they're not fast enough to really stay alive. Valkyries are no longer in production. He's now making raids, and a couple of Valkyries he queued up before he lost the armory. He's making new armies on the top side, but nothing is really working out for him. He's just slowly I don't even want to call it slowly, he's quickly getting torn apart, torn to stretch. This carrier switch was just the perfect move from GangnamLife, perfectly timed, and Hamburgersasu thought he still had some time to kill those Stargates before the carriers would arrive, but then they were there right on his doorstep and he got destroyed really quickly, which means this game is now at 2-2, 1-1. One win for both players after 2 games. That's what I wanted to say. GangnamLife proves himself to be a very strong Protoss, although Hamburgersasu defended himself really well. If GangnamLife didn't go for the carrier switch, Hamburgersasu would have definitely won the game. But that is exactly why he went for the carrier switch. It was just the perfect switch up to deal with Hamburgersasu, because everything else had proven to not be working out that well. The mass shield drops weren't working out that well anymore, so yeah. Mass carrier, the very best option he had. So that's game number 2 between GangnamLife and Burger Boy. Our very own Hamburgersasu doesn't get the win this time. GangnamLife, the hidden secret Gosu of the Korean fastest map 1v1 scene, proves himself to indeed be very Gosu. Thank you for watching. I hope you will come back for game number 3, and maybe game number 3 and 4. Really depends how long the games are. So I might throw more games into a video, but yeah, thanks for coming back. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope to see you again.